Ang podcast na ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Anchor.fm, ang pinakamadaling paraan para makapag-upload at distribute ng podcast into different platforms gaya ng Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and the like. Register lang sa Anchor.fm para masimulan nyo na yung pagdidistribute at pag-upload ng mga podcast natin. With that out of the picture, let's start the show. Welcome mga dudes tsaka mga dudettes. Ito na naman si Kevin sa isa na namang episode ng Elitistang Weibo Podcast live mula dito sa Justice Open Studios. So, yun, konting housekeeping muna tayo before we go into the meats and potatoes of this episode. So, ayun, achievement unlock. Nakapag-guest na ako sa ibang podcast. So, if you are if you are looking for a podcast na yun, parang ito rin discuss in regards to gaming, anime and stuff, I dropped by sa podcast ni Kage Space. So just search Kage Space on the platform of your choosing, kasi nasa iba't ibang platforms din sila, or nasa iba't ibang platforms din yung podcast niya. So Kage Space, we just had like a 2-hour and 15-minute discussion about tokusatsu, specifically the Super Sentai and the Kamen Rider stuff, and some mecha. So if after na episode na to, or jump na kayo dun sa episode niya, available na siya starting as we record this. So ano pa ba? Updates sa mga buhay-buhay natin. I hope na you're dry, nagre-relax kayo, kung ano man yung ginagawa nyo, umiinom ng kape, umiinom ng tsaa, or kumakain. I hope kumakain din ako ngayon. Nagki-crave ako ng ramen. I don't know why. Siguro pag sumahod ako itong next payday, I'll get a ramen for myself. And siguro sasama ko yung kapatid ko para dalawa kaming kakain ng ramen. So, ano pa ba? So, yun, a few weeks ago na nakatambay ulit ako sa bookstore with pumunta ako ng fully book sa Mall of Asia, kasi like for now libre yung sakay ng bus. So yun, I use it to joyride to some parts of the metro. So, yun nga, bumili ako sa fully book ng dalawang bagong manga. It's a One Piece Volume 97 and My Hero Academia Volume 29. Until now, hindi pa rin ako nakakahanap ng Volume 95 ng One Piece. So, yun, MOA na yung pinuntahan ko. So, I really hope na one of these days, pag nakapunta ako ng bookstore, makakita na ako ng Volume 95 ng One Piece, kasi like yun yung hindi nagpapatulog sa akin ngayon, hindi ako makahanap ng Volume 95. So ayun, so let's do hype or hayop for this time. So here are some things that make me feel hype or hayop as of the moment. Wala naman masyadong hayop, so maybe next episode na yon. For something that I'm really hype, merong press conference a few days ago announcing some updates for Shin Kamen Rider galing kay Hideaki Anno. So if you don't know Hideaki Anno, siya lang naman yung creator or director ng Evangelion, the edgiest robot anime you'll ever watch. So, yun, after Evangelion, he delved into other properties. So, it started with the 2016 Shin Godzilla, kung saan he reimagined Godzilla for the modern time. And also on this year, I think this year ipapalabas yun, he also dabbled into Ultraman at Shin Ultraman. So, and it was just announced, and also nakakuha tayo ng updates that Shin Kamen Rider, another one, of big tokusatsu franchises na i-handle or bibigyan ni Hideaki Anno ng kanyang touch. So, yun. It's Kamen Rider with a Hideaki Anno twist. So, yun, pinakilala nila yung mga actor, and one of the main actors is actually Hamabe Minami. So, yun pa lang. Excited na ako because that's Hamabe we're talking about. So, 2022 or 2022, 2023, I'm not sure kung kailan. But Shin Kamen Rider is coming out on theaters, and sana wala ng pandemic na yun dahil gusto ko nang bumalik sa theaters. So that's one of the hype ones. Another hype, Play Art Sky just announced na magkakaroon sila ng figure for Aerith Gainsborough. So if you don't know who Aerith is, siya lang naman yung best girl ng Final Fantasy 7. And kung hindi kayo nag-agree doon, screw you. Aerith is best girl. Because Tifa is a freaking liar. Okay? So, ayun. So, yun. I'm excited to get that figure. I really hope na magkaroon na ako ng funds by the release of that figure para masaya tayong lahat. That's Aerith for freaking out loud. And suot niya yung dress niya dun sa isang stage sa Final Fantasy 7 remake. So that's the Final Fantasy remake na Aerith having her best or this gorgeous red dress. Sigurado ilalabas nila yung kay Tifa, if that will make you happy. Yeah, and siguro ilalabas din nila yung kay Cloud, because Cloud is another best girl. If nakita niyo siya nakasuot ng dress, so parang mas maganda pa siya kay Tifa, to say the least. So that's two of the things that I've been hyped for now. And also My Hero Academia Season 6 is already been confirmed. So next year, we're going into War, because that's gonna be the War arc, one of the biggest arc ng My Hero Academia. And that's actually yung arc na nasa volumes na binabasa ko ngayon, from volume 26, 27 till volume 29 is actually about the Liberation Army war arc. So that's something na you could read in advance on your free time before ipalabas yung season 6 ng anime. And imagine, sana kumanta ulit ang Forno Graffiti sa for the opening ng next season ng My Hero Academia, kasi na-miss ko na yung Forno Graffiti on My Hero Academia. Sila yung kumanta ng The Day, yung first opening. So let's hope na makakanta ulit sila for My Hero Academia. So enough of those. So let's dig onto our main topic, the meats and potatoes of this episode. But before that, let's take a break para makapag-ready tayo and such. So, sa pagbabalik ng Elitistang Weibo Podcast, pag-uusapan natin ang RoboCup ng Japan. Ang podcast na ito ay powered ng Podmetrics, ang pinakamadaling paraan para ma-analyze and ma-monetize ang podcast nyo. Sign up lang sa podmetrics.co and gamitin nyo yung referral code namin, Elitistang Weibo Podcast. That's capital EWP at isang word lang po yan. And yun, once you're signed up, pwede na kayo mamili sa mga affiliated partners namin to have your podcast be monetized na hindi bumabase sa listenership nyo. So again, that's podmetrics.co, referral code Elitistang Weibo Podcast, and have your podcast monetized and analyzed as well. And let's go back with the show. And we're back. So 1989, TV Asahi shows the the recent, or what type at that time, ang recent na entry nila for the Metal Hero franchise, and that's Kido Keiji Jiban. I'm having a hard time looking for what Jiban means, but it's a cool name, so it's cool, kaya yun yung naisip nila. And its creator, from all the sources that I have read, is basically Keita Amamiya. So Keita Amamiya is known as a director for Bendy Tokusatsu stuff. So one of his first work is Pilvan. Yes, it's another Metal Hero na na actually kinuha ng Saban onto one of the characters sa BR Troopers. I think that's Pilban. So yung si JB, isa sa mga characters ng BR Troopers is Pilban. So, and also he dabbles into other tokusatsu franchises. He's known also to be the director of one of the best Sentai series, Jetman, and also the creator of the Garo franchise, or he's the one that spearheaded Garo back in 2005. So that's the creator of Kido Keiji Jiban, and on some interviews he actually says na Jiban is actually based on RoboCop. So in the late 80s, Paramount, I think that's Paramount Pictures, made a movie, Cop, that was made mechanized to fight crime. So it's actually one interesting talking point here. So back in the 50s and 60s, nag-proliferate ang mga samurai movies sa Japan, especially the Akira Kurosawa samurai films. Jump tayo ng the 70s, late 70s, George Lucas took inspiration to those Japanese samurai movies and made Star Wars. So, after that, 1982, parang naisipan ng some Japanese creators, uy, ang cool naman nitong Star Wars. Space, machines, laser swords. Gawa rin tayo ng ganun. So, yun, kaya nabuo yung Gavan, the first of the Space Sheriff. And after that, so yung creators naman sa America found Gavan to be cool. So sabi nila, gawa tayo ng parang mechanical human na superhero. So gawin natin siyang grounded. So let's make RoboCop. So if napapansin nyo yung design ni RoboCop, the silver helmet, the silver armor is somewhat similar to Gavan's design. So ganun din. RoboCop was created with Jiban as one of the inspiration. So nung sumikat yung RoboCop, the creators, or I think Keita Amamiya, took inspiration from it and ginawa nila ang RoboCop ng Japan, si Jiban. Hence the title. That's actually how it was commercialized here in the Philippines, or dito sa Pilipinas nung pinalabas siya. I'm not sure if it's Channel 13 or Channel 5. Basta Jiban was shown here in the Philippines along with other tokusatsu classics like Mask Rider Black and Kosok Sentai Taborenja and Liveman. So yun nga, with the design of Jiban being based on RoboCop, so doon nagsimula yung concept nila into a mobile investigator or mobile cop na grounded lang. So after Jiban, so sunod-sunod na yung ginawa nilang grounded na Metal Heroes. So from Jiban, we go Exedraft, we go Solbrain, we go Wind Spectre. Then after that, we have Jan Person and then Blue SWAT. So all of that are are more grounded and less fantastical than your space sheriffs and your space warriors from Gavan till Spilban. So the songs, kinuha nilang song is Akira Kushida, of course, because it's somewhat a new set of it's somewhat of a new set of metal heroes na gagawin nila. And opening song Kido Keiji Jiban is really good. Tapos Jiban da 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 da. Sana hindi maka-copyright. And of course yung ending song, if hot-blooded na yung it pumps you up pag naririnig mo yung theme song ng Jiban opening. Go to the ending is parang mapapump ka pa rin on the ending song. The ending song is Ashita Yohowo Itsumohare, or yung English translation niya based dun sa mga sources ko is tomorrow's forecast is always sunny. So, para siyang it's another pump song na nakaka-pump ng dugo, and it's something na parang pag pinlay mo siya on your headsets, then you go workout, or pag nag-workout ka, it makes workout somewhat tolerable or make it somewhat fun. Parang yung opening lines ng opening song or ng ending song, Hebi metaru no body no nakani, parang it's really fun. Parang pwede mo talaga siyang i-play mo sa Spotify. I hope available siya sa Spotify. Hindi ko pa na-check if available yung theme song sa Spotify, but the song is available sa YouTube, so you can play it on your YouTube. Kaso hindi pwedeng i-close mo yung hindi siya pwedeng mag-background play sa YouTube. So I hope available siya sa Spotify, and maybe I'll post it pag nahanap ko sa Spotify on the Facebook page. That's Elitistang Weebpod sa Facebook. So ayun, first 2 episodes. Episode 1 is Boku no Kawaii Soju Bosu, or my cute or my lovely girl boss. And episode 2, Daisuke Naoto Oni-chan. Kind of weird episode titles because it's a weird show. It's Japan on the 80s, late 80s. So it's bonkers to say the least. However, it's really really cool. Wala masyadong characterization na pinapakita because they are selling you on the premise of this is our hero, this is our villain, this is what our hero can do. So it's a fun dynamic kasi parang ang nangyayari pa nga on the first episode, ang nangyari sa first episode is nagkaroon pa ng damage si Jiban. Parang like yung left right shoulder niya yata nagkaroon ng damage while fighting the Byron. Yun yung tawag nila doon sa mga kalaban nila, Byrons. And parang yun yung parang naging nagpa-ground palalo or make the series grounded to me at least, because Jiban can be damaged and Jiban can be defeated, which happens. Spoiler alert, Jiban was defeated on later episodes, and he had an awesome upgrade. So I really hope na Toei one of these days sub Jiban on its entirety para mapanood natin yung awesomeness, which is the RoboCop of Japan. So pa ba, highlights, lowlights of the episode. In episode 2, parang yun pa rin yung mga parang napaka-convenient niya. How convenient. Mapapasabi ka ng ganun on several moments on the first 2 episodes, pero I think that's how these tokusatsu series rolls. Sometimes para mapabilis lang yung pacing nung plot, or para makapag-move forward yung plot natin, some leaps of logic, is being done, and some moments mapapasabi ka na lang ng napaka-convenient naman nun. Especially nung like sa episode 2, nung dinidisarm ni Yoko Senpai yung bomb. So, humila lang siya bigla ng isang wire. Tapos, yun, hindi na sumabog yung bomb. So, parang, she's just, maybe she has like basic training kung paano magtanggal ng wires, but it's somewhat too convenient for her na hanap niya yung wire na magpapahinto ng pagsabog ng bomba. And of course, Jiban. The costume of Jiban is really cool. Baka talaga siyang robotic. Parang nga siyang si Robocop. Tapos ang weird lang is meron siyang ilalabas dun sa bandang stomach area niya, yung parang chapa niya. Chapa talaga, Tagalog doon. So, yun yung nilalabas niya. Tapos, Anti-Byron Law, Article 1. Parang ganun. Parang yung prime directives ni Robocop. So, that's one of the similarities na makikita mo between Jiban and Robocop. Yun, meron sila pareho like directives na pwede nilang gawin, or na pwede, or yung clause in which they are gonna move into, or yung mga premises na pwede silang kumilos and whatnot. So, basically, Jiban, based doon sa mga directives niya, he can make arrest without a warrant. If Byron yung perpetrator, he has the authority to punish as he see fit. And if super hostile nung Byron, he has the authority to kill. So parang ganun yung niya, basically yung naging parang directives niya in regards to the plot. Also, his vehicles, Reson, tapos sa episode 2 yung eroplano niya, both are really cool toys. What is it with metal heroes and awesome vehicles? So parang yun yung pinaka highlight, or one of the highlights for me on watching these Metal Heroes shows. Amazing vehicles and awesome action scenes. So in my opinion, Toei should have Jiban fully subbed, because it's a wonderful series. Based on doon sa unang 2 episodes, you'll be hooked on the conflict between Jiban and the Byrons. Gusto mo malaman kung how Jiban will overcome the Byron, kasi it seems that the Byrons are strong enough to damage him, especially nung episode 1 na damage nga yung isa sa mga joints niya sa shoulder. So yun, it's exciting to see where the conflicts goes. And of course, I know the series, napanood ko siya on Google, through creative googling. So if you can also do that on your at your risk. So basically, if Toei decided na isub yung lahat ng episodes, I'm gonna watch it again, and maririnig nyo yung full spoiler full review for Jiban if we get the chance na masub siya lahat ng Toei. And I think Toei can hire the same fan subbers from the Super Robot Wars, because if I'm not mistaken, the Super Robot Wars people actually hire fan subbers para sa translations ng Super Robot Wars games. Since it's Bandai Namco, and Bandai sells toys, and the toys for some of the Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Metal Hero series are actually being distributed by Bandai. So maybe there's an overlap there na pwede nating gawin to have subtitles for for the tokusatsu shows na nasa YouTube channel ng Toei, para may kompetensya naman yung Tsubaraya, kasi namamayagpag na yung Tsubaraya in regards to reaching out to the international fans. So I think that's my final thoughts in regards to this. I really hope that one of these days, all the series, hindi lang Jiban, kundi pati yung ibang tokusatsu series ng Toei or yung nasa Toei Tokusatsu channel would be sub for the fans' enjoyment. And kapag nag-enjoy yung fans, they could release their toys and the fans would just consume it. It's a win-win for everyone. So, before we end, or before we wind down, or as we wind down to this rambling about the RoboCup, or about sa RoboCup ng Japan, this is another episode na I have a guest. However, life happens, hindi makatuloy yung guest natin. Yung guest natin si Mick. Si Mick Fajardo, one of my closest friends. He's a comicero. Nagdo-drawing siya for comics, indie comics. However, medyo busy siya ngayon kasi newsflash, actually kakakasal niya lang to her fiancé, na asawa niya na ngayon, si Trisha. So let me mula sa paborito mong elite, Mick, congratulations on your marriage. So ayun, hindi ka na pala namin maaaya if naisipan kong ayain ka for a beer or two. So kung may pagpapaalaman ka na, but darating tayo doon pag lumuwag na mga bagay-bagay. Kailangan nating i-celebrate yung malaking milestone ng buhay mo. But Mick, let me say thank you for the opportunity na binigay mo. Yung pagpayag mo pa lang to have to guest to my podcast is already a big thing. So it's just that things happened at hindi natutuloy yung mga bagay-bagay, pero nasa listahan ka pa rin ng pangarap kong maging guest, or pangarap kong maging guest dito sa Elitistang Weibo Podcast. So, with that out, thank you for listening to this episode ng Elitistang Weibo Podcast. Next week is gonna be a big episode. We'll have a review of the second Metal Hero series, 1983's Uchu Keiji Sharivan. Ginawa ko yung posing, pero dahil audio to, imagine niyo na lang kung paano ko siya ginawa. And we have a really big guest by that time. So he is one of my friends sa Facebook na hindi ko naman madalas nakakausap, but dahil may podcast na ako, may dahilan na ako para kausapin siya on some time. So surprise kung sino yung makakausap natin, and hindi lang Sharivan ang pag-uusapan natin sa episode na yon. So watch out for the next episode because it's gonna be epic. So hindi lang Sharivan, so it will make you believe in Getter. Let's leave it at that. So thank you very much sa pakikinig ng Elitistang Weibo Podcast. Sundan nyo kami on our socials at facebook.com/elitistangweebpod. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at elitistangkebs. Follow nyo na rin yung Twitter account nung podcast at eliteweebs, letter Z. And online shopping, malapit na yung 10/10 sale. So to greatly help the podcast, we have affiliated links na pwede nyong gamitin before you check out on the mobile app. So if you're using Lazada as your online shopping app, before you check out on Lazada, just go to your browser and type this affiliated link. It's podlink.co/VTL. Pagka-enter mo nun, i-redirect ka pabalik ng app and just continue with your checkout. Wala ka nang gagawing iba. If you're using Shopee, we have Shopee as well. That's podlink.co Z as in zebra, AF. So, just use those links before you check out your items and matutulungan nyo kaming ipagpatuloy itong podcast na ito with better equipments and whatnot. So, hanggang dito na lang muna tayo. So, this is one of the shorter ones, which is good kasi kaka-recording ko lang ng isang 2-hour episode in regards to Sentai. No, not really Sentai, but the Tokusatsu, one of the big two of the TV Tokusatsu subgenres, which is Sentai and Kamen Rider, and we talk about like the mecha genre in general. So, punta lang kayo sa podcast ni Kage Space. That's Kage Space on the podcast platforms. And if you wanted more from me, you'll hear me for the next 2 hours or for 2 hours on that podcast. So, thank you for again dito sa pakikinig nyo sa Elitistang Weibo Podcast. Stay safe mga dudes and mga dudettes. Zep.